Hey, what's up? I'm John.
This is Matt.
That's Matt.
How's it going, guys?
And today we're just going to riff about sports photography and youth sports.
Yeah.
And being a youth sports photographer, which Matt has done
I have.
plenty of times. And we're going to talk about some ideas that Matt has to save you some time and some energy and just optimize each shoot. Matt's going to tell us a little bit about his experience as a youth sports photographer.
Doing youth sports is pretty tough. I mean, it's stressful,
Yeah.
but I always go back to the people when you hear the wedding photographers, the portrait photographers complaining, like, sales are declining, it's harder and harder, all the work they have to put into it.
Yeah.
You're like, well, come over to the volume world. They think that it's not sexy and, it's
not cool, or it's not.
It
changes their
not
image
creative, yeah, but there's money in it.
It pays the bills.
And
it's rewarding.
It is very rewarding.
And it's one and done for the most part. It's
And
not like you're taking like 13 months, it's not like 10 months later you're first delivering their album and then they don't get back to you for another year. And then they're divorced by the time.
Bridezillas and all the
get their album
mother
done.
of the bride, all those things you have to deal with.
Sports is not as stressful as, say, a wedding.
If you do, say, you photograph a league with 1,000 kids in it, if you sell 60%, that's 600 packages you could put your wedding business promotion in the envelope. So it could be an advertising piece for your other business.
Or if you do bar mitzvahs, or quinceañeras, or sweet 16s, all that kind of stuff. Any kind of family stuff will lead to that. Family portraiture.
I think a lot of people miss that. That's just that's a hot tip for you.
That's a good hot tip.
But there's a way to sort of synergize with your other businesses.
Yeah, completely.
To broaden
It's
that.
a big audience
that
that you get to be in front of and to market your services to. So you're not just the youth sports photographer. Maybe you're the photographer in that town that they know in that community, and that's what better way to connect to the community than to shoot.
You know what I think's happening right here? We're pivoting to marketing, selling yourself. I think we did.
All right, good. That's what we do, and we just make stuff up as we go.
Oh.
With youth sports, I mean, that to me is one of the best things when you can, advertise, say, hey, I also do this type of photography, or maybe you have a photo booth or something like that, and you can just parlay those things into future jobs. And then these kids, maybe, when they're getting older too, you could do their senior pictures. I mean, there's so many things that you can pivot that too. I'm not going to pivot again. But yeah, what else? Can you think of anything else that they could?
Well, and I would walk it back a little bit to how do you marketing to get more youth sports business.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know that there's a silver bullet there. There's no easy way out, I guess is what I'm getting at. That you have to.
There's no easy way out. Sorry, there ain't no shortcut
Clip.
home. Sylvester Stallone driving in a Lamborghini.
You got to, use all the tools now. Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
You've got to get in front of the board, and you just got to.
Network.
You kind of got to grind
honestly.
it and network. I don't know. There's no like. If you do this, you're going to get 20 schools 20 schools or 20 leagues this year.
Well, independent youth sports I feel like there's no rule book because it's so different in each region. So, like, for example, in our region, if you are connected to that league, like if you're, let's say, a dad and you're a coach in that league, or someone that is, that's a huge in right there to get that, to pick up that league. So really, it is knowing the parents, knowing the league commissioners, just being connected to the community. I think is a huge step in the right direction.
That's probably a good place to start, especially if you have kids. Once you're in front of if you can get in front of the board, you can get in front of them. How do you differentiate yourself, right? I mean, you need to have a good lab backing you.
Yeah.
Maybe us, shameless plug, but that service, that attention to detail, the professionalism. Also, how do you help them promote themselves? This is something where I think companies fall down on, or photographers fall down on. They just like, oh, we'll pay commission back to you. Like we'll help be a fundraiser for you. I think you can take it a step farther than that. Okay. There was I heard this a long time ago, and had success in this world. Why not help them fundraise?
Help them fundraise, like in what? How would you do that?
Help them build. So instead of you saying, well, I'm going to give you X, I'm going to cut you a check. Why don't let's keep 100% of that check, right? Let's help them do maybe some raffle promotions, like help sponsor them where those, you get them to create a raffle program where if you're in a town with, sort of a college team, get tickets if it's we're talking leagues,
Okay.
there's baseball tickets, but like a limo ride. I've heard people do that.
Okay.
But they put together a package that then now they're
Somebody-
raffling. Now they're helping you're helping them create
More value
Value
them
for
and
themselves.
something exciting to look forward to.
right, and then you get to keep.
So if you buy a
100%.
package, you are entered into the raffle to maybe go to a local baseball game, or maybe to get a free session from this photographer. Maybe he gives out 5 private family sessions or something to 5 lucky winners. That's a great idea.
But you
Get more. It's something you have to give a lot to get, obviously. So when it comes to marketing, like when we first started Nations Photo Lab, we're giving out. You want people to try your services, so more people talk about it. So here's $25 gift card to try us out. So that photographer says, here's 5 sessions. Did you guys know I do seniors? Maybe they didn't. And then all of a sudden, you start picking up business. It's so worth it just to give that free session or 2 in the first place. I was listening to a podcast about the history of Pepsi, and Pepsi, I think, was one of the first ones to give out free samples. And because no one would try, as in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Texas was a Coca-Cola town.
and Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper town, right.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't try
Dublin.
Pepsi, so they had to give it out for free, and then once they did that, sales went up. So taking it back to a photographer, you've got to add some value there.
And sometimes free value to get people
Exactly.
of sort of PR, that if you treat that kindergarten parent and do great things for them, now you've got at least brand loyalty.
Yeah.
Like or hopefully maybe
You have
you
an
build,
advocate,
you build a
you
brand
build an
advocate.
advocate,
That's
yeah.
the ideal. It's someone who's
It
going to go out and talk positively about your business. But now you've got loyalty. So first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, they're buying packages from you versus you piss them off, because you're just thinking in monetary terms, like
Short-term
it's
thinking,
not my fault
monetary
that
thinking.
your kid messed up your package.
Yes.
I'll reprint it for you and charge you again. Like no, you print that package for free. They are thankful. Like, treat them awesome in that first interaction. You've bought yourself so much goodwill.
Totally, absolutely.
And
you don't know what it's going to lead to also from there. It's really like a long tail type of relationship.
In this industry, it has to be a long tail. You've got to, you need to twist and pivot into other things. When we talk about advertising in your sports packages going back out, take the time, create a compelling insert.
Yeah, there you go.
Most labs, including us, we'll put an insert in for you.
That's another way to do that, and then that could also introduce them to more of your work.
I think in the volume space, you have to be offering pre-sales and post-sales.
Okay.
But there's a huge opportunity to be generating revenue at multiple touch points.
Yeah.
That prepay, you get the cash up front, right? Now you want to encourage that. You're gonna discount that and promote it, and say if you get your order in by the day of the league or the day of the school picture, so they show up. Okay, well, say 75% of the people buy there. So now you've got 25% of people who didn't purchase. Well, now you can send home a
chance or
a second chance,
I mean.
or when you deliver those 75% of the orders, the packages go back to the school or the league. The other 25%, go ahead and proof that 25%. Give them. I think there's a lot of fear that the golden goose in the industry has always been this prepay. Like, I got to get my money up front.
Okay.
I think the industry is missing the boat and not moving fast enough into how do we do a better job with the long tail and the proofing, right? Consumer behavior has changed so fast that they want it upfront, they want it transparent. They're kind of, the whole prepay thing, kind of like, why would I buy something that I haven't seen?
Right.
The addition of school photography, of prepaid league photography it's I don't want to say tarnished, but it's not as shiny as it used to be. I think the stuff is secondary now. For the longest time, it was check out all these doodads and widgets, and there's still a place for all the doodads and widgets, but there's still the emotional, the why, the reason we're in this business, that cataloging those memories and creating that beautiful timeline of the child, of the student athlete, of whatever they are.
Well, taking it back then again to the youth sports.
Yep.
You're in front of the committee. Let's put a bow on that real quick. Here, a real simple one I think we missed, and this to me is an obvious one. You're trying to get that league, and you're trying to get sales too. Add some more value to the entire league. Like every kid in that league should have like at least a 5x7 of the team. Or
Or you're
something like
talking
that.
wholesale.
Am I talking wholesale?
think
Yeah,
so.
wholesale. So, but you could even have that included. Like, say, hey, look, when maybe there's a league that is having trouble signing kids up or something like that, or the parents in the community are thinking the economy's in a certain situation. Maybe they're thinking it's too expensive. So you add more value to the league fee by saying, and then you can work with them and say, look, your fee is X amount. You know, I'll put in a 5x7, and you can market that they get a 5x7 of the team when they sign up, and then go from there.
Right, and then there's a wholesale price back to. One area, I've had good things and bad things in my experience. In that sometimes you end up only generating that amount of dollars that people don't see the value.
Okay.
So, some wholesale, it's hard to say, yes, wholesale is great, because it's kind of situated to the.
So you got to maybe you take that one, you save that one. This is maybe if you're like newer into youth sports and you really want to get the league, and you're trying to differentiate
there's
yourself and throw
novel
in extra
approaches,
value.
right?
There could be other approaches to
Yeah.
say that, or a lot of people do for the coaches. They'll give them a clipboard of the team, or they'll give them a team picture for the coaches. Whatever you can do to make them feel like they're getting good value. And if you know your market, you say, look, I know these kids in this market. Maybe not every family can afford my packages, so here's a 5x7 group, and just if they use the services and they know they're gonna get enough sales.
If
to
you're
cover all
set
that,
properly and
Right.
you're making them,
it's worth your while still.
yeah, because now
at the same time,
if it's worth your while, again, then you create that promotion cycle,
Yeah.
right? That you can get in front of other people. You don't know. One of the things we always talked about was you don't know who, when that kid sits down in front of you, who's that kid's parent.
Right.
Is that the superintendent of the school district's kid?
Point, right.
Or the principal's kid, or
the commissioner of the league.
yeah,
The coaches.
And then if you make a good impression, like who's looking over your shoulder? Today's market, to be successful, you have to be recruiting the school and the league to help you market. Because of how disparate communication is, there's so many different apps out there. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, you name it. I mean, email. Just sending an email.
You got to
isn't
get
good
those
enough
emails. If you can get that's like number
and
one.
that's a whole
I
conversation
know it's hard
itself.
to get them,
but I'm talking about.
Okay.
So many leagues now communicate through Facebook.
Oh,
Blast.
have them communicate for you. I got you.
Correct.
I
Correct.
totally
You
get
recruit them, and if they're being your voice,
that.
it adds so much credibility to you that
100%.
that the league is saying, hey, Matt Scoggin Photography is going to be out, this week. Here's a link to their order form. You easy going, write a script for them so it's just easy drag and drop, and then now you're not just the salesperson. Like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm just going to ignore that. Now they're like, oh, if the league is promoting them, okay, that's a good guy.
But it also
that's a good
serves
lady.
as a reminder for the parents, because a lot of we didn't know about picture day, so you're kind of helping them make that framework, make that organized.
Make yard signs. Local printer, make yard like when you show up at the school.
Yeah.
Put yard signs all where the kids drop off.
Okay.
Put signs that say, hey, pictures day to day.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sure.
With a link to your online prepay card.
Yeah, they'll let you do
they'll
that.
sit.
That's brilliant.
They'll sit in the parking lot and prepay right there, on their phone.
That's great advice.
We-
Good stuff. All right, I think we went over some pretty valuable stuff
I think so.
today.
2 out of 3.
Hopefully, what we talked about in today's video, I think that there's a few things that you guys can utilize, and there's other videos too that Matt's talked about, things like optimizing your order forms and other things like that. So Matt's talked about that in previous videos, so check those out too, and we'll see you guys next video.
Y'all take care. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks.